Please state your name and your DOC number.
Bobby Williams, 422-427.
Okay. Mr. Williams, I see that you are a third-class offender. You're currently serving a 50-year sentence. You were convicted of attempted second-degree murder and accessory with for possession of cocaine. Your parole eligibility date is September 22nd, 2024. You have a good time date today of June 2nd, 2040, and a full-term date of October 26th, 2053. Is that information correct according to your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So at this time, we're going to ask Mr. Freeman is going to take the lead in asking you some questions, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Williams, good morning.
How you doing?
First off, Mr. Williams, how old are you?
47.
What is your educational level?
1 year of college.
Okay, did you get your GED in prison or before you got that?
I got a high school diploma.
Okay, where did you get that from?
Peabody Magnet High School.
Okay, and how long have you been in prison on this charge?
20 years, sir.
Okay, had you ever served time before that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how long you served before that and what was the charge?
18 months, possession of hydrocodone.
Okay, did you ever leave parish jail or did you go to a state institution?
I stayed in parish jail as a trustee.
All right. Tell me a little bit about what went on. I mean, I read the arrest report. I mean, did this start out as a drug deal or was this a robbery from the get-go?
First, I'd like to say I take full responsibility of what happened that night. And it started out as a drug deal, sir. And then me and Mr. Green had got into an argument. And I had shot him.
So you admit that you did do the shooting. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how much money did you get out the deal? Do you remember?
I had made $500 because that was my cocaine that they were selling.
Right, right. So you a drug dealer or a drug user?
Both, Mr. Freeman.
Okay. And have you ever got any treatment for your drug problem, addiction?
One time on the street, Mr. Freeman.
Okay. How long was that program?
I did an outpatient at Red River for 28 days.
Okay, I see you you had a probation out of Texas.
Yes, sir.
And you completed that one?
No, sir. That's why they ran it in with
this time.
No, with the other charge, and I did it then.
Oh, okay. So how many times you been on supervision?
Twice. Once on probation and once on parole.
Okay. So looking at law enforcement, let's see what law enforcement had to say. You got no comment from the judge. The DA is opposed. The sheriff is opposed. The offender's family is unopposed. That's unusual. No, that's your family. That's unopposed. your stepfather, Alfred Rochelle. And I think he's here today, Mr. Rochelle? Okay. And classes. When was the last class you took?
I'm currently taking one now, but I had just finished anger management again. I had took it twice because I knew I had to work on my anger because that was the cause of the root of the incident that night for Mr. Green.
What did lead to the drug deal going bad? What happened?
But me and Mr. Green had started arguing. He had come out the house and me and him had, and I believe I had startled him, sir. And we started arguing and passing words. And due to my anger and not understanding, we blew everything out of proportion. And then we started fighting and tussling. And I had pulled my gun out and shot him.
Was there some discussion as to the product wasn't good?
No, sir. It was because I believe I had startled him when he come to the side of the house. I was on the side of the house using the restroom. I had got out because we was in a little country town, and I just got out to use the restroom.
We do have some victim impact statements. And one of them, they wanted it to remain confidential, but they are against. But they said if you did get out, they want you to have no contact with the family if you did get out, but that they are against it. Okay. That's like just only comment. All right. And your write-up to disciplinary history. I saw in 2015, you had 2 intoxications. What were you intoxicated on?
Really, Mojo, sir.
Okay. And what was your rule violation 28? What was that?
I was we was in the cell block, and it was a work offense. We had went to the work the day before. And we came in and the showers were broken. So we had to go to work the next day. And I had refused to go to work until I had showered. I wound up going the second half though, after I showered.
Is that worth it? Or you wish you'd have took that?
I really wish I would have just went on to work, sir. I could have took a bath and
yeah. How'd you got to think of what's best? Okay. Where you could reside at?
In Alexandria, Louisiana, with my sister and my stepfather.
Okay, and where will you be working at?
I have a few people that have promised me a job at Plywood Supply in Chopin, Louisiana. And I currently have, if I am released, I'll be working on getting my TWIC card because I have 2 cousins that work offshore and they're willing to get me hired on with them. And I have a friend working on the railroad, sir.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Mr. Prater, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I have one.
Okay.
What is your sobriety plan when you get out? How are you going to remain sober?
I already took the resources to go to rehab. I had already talked to a guy. He's one of my letter of support. He runs a mobile crisis team in Alexandria, Louisiana, and I had already taken the opportunity to go on and apply. If I am granted, he will help me work on my mental health, my anger management, and my substance abuse. And I've been working on it because I'm in AA, NA, and I'm a facilitator there. because I knew I had to work within myself.
Okay. That's
Okay.
Chairman.
We'd like to now go by Zoom to Carrie Myers, who's with the Louisiana Parole Project. Mr. Myers, would you like to make a statement to the board?
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Carrie Myers with Louisiana Parole Project. We've been working with Mr. Williams for the past several months. We've been impressed by several things. One, his job. He works at the airport for state police. That's a highly trusted position, maybe one of the most highly trusted positions you can have there at the state police barracks. He is an AANA facilitator. He has continually worked on his sobriety. He has completed living in balance and anger management, as you heard twice. He's got a plan, a transition plan. One of the things that will happen, though, first, he will get an evaluation from our social worker, and we'll coordinate with his providers in Alexandria with any recommendations that come from that. We're prepared to offer him the full complement of transitional services, from technology to social norms, to goal setting, to financial management and planning. We understand, again, fully that 20 years is a long time, and the ability to have a solid transition with the mentorship and the coaching that Parole Project can provide. We know that the success that we've had in our program is based in part on who comes into our program. And we in screening Mr. Williams, we feel like he's an excellent candidate. So we asked this board to consider all this in their decision today.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. Today we have here at headquarters 4 members of Mr. Williams' family. Read out, there's Alfred Rochelle, the father, Miss Rochelle's sister, and Kirsten Carter, his daughter. They each would like to speak. Oh, excuse me, not the daughter, but the father and sister would like to speak. You can approach the podium, and whichever wants to go first, you can go, Mr. Rochelle. And you have 3 minutes to address us. Okay. Just introduce yourself and address her.
My name is Charlotte Rochelle, and I'm Bobby Williams' sister. I'm speaking on behalf of my mom, who's deceased. She passed away last year. I'm speaking on Bobby's behalf because we are deeply regretted for the pain that resulted in this unfortunate incident. We also understand that this tragedy has touched not only our family, but it has become the other family. We ask that you would, at the utmost respect and sincerity, would accept our apology for what has transpired. Bobby has showed us that he has the proactive plan for positive change and contribution in what our family has going. He has committed to stay involved in our group sessions and also to be active in my mentor program. He has shown our family dedication to his healing and his growth. Within our church, Bobby has showed all types of ways that he will participate in the outreach programs that we're offering, and the support through our ministry, as well as our spiritual community activities that we have in our area. In the wider part of the community, Bobby plans to attend, what we call Stop the Violence, to help reduce the community violence in Alexandria. He also will be a part of Caring Choices that he already talked about with the substance abuse, mental health, to ensure his well-being. As I close, I want to let you know that Bobby has shown me, as his sister, from his daughter, his niece, his nephew, the change that he has progressed from the time this has happened to now, this present moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rochelle.
My name is Alfred Ratio. Bobby's been in my life since he was 5. I started with T-ball, baseball, football, the list goes on and on, being a father figure. And now I have his daughter in my possession, and he's been with me since she was 1 year, since birth. And now I have the assets of having his granddaughter, which is my great granddaughter, which is 2 years old, which is my heart. And speaking on behalf of Bobby and the family, he's been a beacon light, missing in a sense because I have a grandson and a granddaughter who's also of age, who don't call him Uncle Bobby, they call him Bobby. And I keep telling them, that's your uncle. That's my biology. So I want to say to the board, he is a person that is believed to will be willing to help individuals, both boys and girls in the community. And he's been a beacon like me because I served in several roles in my community. And my job right now is to stay busy because I miss that young man. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So it would be appropriate, Mr. Williams, for you to have an opportunity to address the board and speak on your own behalf, which you want us to know before a decision would be made.
First, I'd like to thank the board for giving me this opportunity to apologize to Patrick Green's family for the hurt and harm and the pain that I've caused them. And I want to apologize also for the hurt and harm that I've caused my family and the state of Louisiana. I deeply regret that I had hurt Patrick Green's family. I always remember that day at sentencing, his daughter was there. And she should be 20, she's turned 21 this year. And I always thought about it every day since I've been incarcerated this whole 20 years because she's the same age as my daughter. She'll never have her father for her graduation or when she get married or on her birthdays. And I just want to apologize to him for that hurt that I have caused her and that pain. And I have taken the proper classes over my 20 years to get myself straight because I had to get myself within. I had to get myself straight. And the classes that I have taken, they are really working on me. And if I am granted today, I would ask you that I work on my welding trade that I received incarcerated, that I'll be able to pursue it and work out, go to work release and work offshore. And I thank you for allowing me this time to take responsibility for what I have done and to apologize to Patrick Green's family. Thank you.
I'd like to move for executive session.
I have a motion to go into executive session. Do I have a second?
Second.
Could you please call roll?
Steve Carter?
Here, yes.
Steve Freeman?
Yes.
Yes.
Before we go to executive session, Captain, do you have anything you want to say about him, about the inmate?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Madam Chairman, members of the board. Thank y'all. And I'll be good stewards every time. Bobby's been here 2 years, and usually with our program, when somebody comes in, they get a job, and we put him on the grass crew at headquarters. The entire time Bobby was there, never got a single complaint about it. In fact, they bragged about his work ethic and how they had never seen anybody who could efficiently operate 2 weed eaters at one time. I asked Bobby on several occasions after getting these positive remarks if he wanted a job change. And he said, no, sir, I'm good where I'm at. If something comes along and I'm interested in it, I'll let you know, but I'm good. And he cut grass every day without a single complaint. When the airport job came open, and he asked me for it, and I made sure he got it. And they love him. 2 years, and I've never had anybody say anything negative about Bobby. And I know you can't tell it now because he's as nervous as all get out, but every day he's got a smile on his face. And every day you can count on several things. Bobby's going to get up and he's going to be ready for work before work is ready for him. And when he gets off that bus, he's going straight to that weight pile and he's going to work out. And he's going to let you know if you ain't doing it right. So I appreciate y'all having this board and listening to him, his family. And I completely support him getting this opportunity to transition to the next phase. Thank you, guys.
At this time, with 3 members voting to go into executive session, we'll do so for confidential matters. Okay, thank you. Thank you for allowing us the time. So, Mr. Williams, each of the members are prepared to vote. We're going to allow Mr. Freeman to vote first since he took the lead. Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Williams, it's very, very obvious you have a ton of family support, which is great. You have the parole project, which is another great thing. You've done good things since you've been in prison. My only hang up whatsoever with you is that you've only done 20 years on a 50-year sentence and a life was taken in this offense. But I do want to encourage you because you get to reapply in 2 years and that'll put you about half your time. And I'll relook at it then and take a more closer look. But my vote today is to deny.
Mr. Prater.
I concur. I just want to give you hope. I want to tell you how much I appreciate that all the work that you've done. Take everything seriously what you've done. I know it's been a lot of work, and I know your family is ready to see you. But at some point, we have to decide what a person's life is worth. And we have victim opposition. Got the mom, saying, how hurt she is, and you got to think about that too. So I'd like to see you again in 2 years. I concur with the denial.
Mr. Williams, not going to count, but my vote today is to grant parole. I'm charged with evaluating whether your release on parole is going to be a detriment to the state of Louisiana and the safety of the citizens in the place you live. At this point, based on your conduct and programming and your after release plan, I feel like you would be a contributor to our society. I want you to definitely make sure you request a hearing in 2 years. But my vote today was going to be grant, but based on a 2-1 split vote, your parole's been denied. But I don't want you to give up because you've got everything going your way. Okay. So today you have been denied. That concludes our hearing. Thank you, sir, for being with us, officer. That concludes our hearing at the State Barracks, and it also concludes our hearings today. The time is now 10:51, and we're signing off. Thank you.